what are you going to do? What's your first step into it? Me personally speaking, if someone gives me a rule, the first thing I'm going to do is, how the hell do I break this rule? Because
What?
yeah, yes, because why?
What? That's the first thing you think about?
Absolutely, because I don't think rules are just meant to be in place until someone can find a better way to do it.
Hell of an intro, I tell you what you info, but I never really been the type of dude to give no info. But if you see your ends low and you trying to get a benzo, I'll give your ass some game that'll change the way that you think, bro. Super skilled with the pencil, super ill in my mental. I reminisce on life, I'm nice, here's my memento. Get it through your tempo, I get on any tempo and give it all I got. I'm hot, I got like 10 flows, trying to live on the 10th floor, across from residentials that I own. My mind stayed grown, I used to think clothes, I really used to think hoes and what I do to get those, and then I switched it up, I'm only thinking potential.
What's up, everyone? It's Ronnie Polonius and Francis Fan, and welcome to the realest show on the planet of Earth, where we talk about the good, the bad, and the ugly. You're going to essentially hear it all. So if you're ever looking for some sort of motivation, inspiration, or guidance, you're in the right place. You know, we make it our mission to make sure we can give you a place where you can consistently walk and grow. I wish I recorded that one. Oh, I so wish I recorded that one.
But, you're gonna post that?
Oh, absolutely.
Imagine that. You know how we have the clip and then the song, and that's just the clip. It's like, yeah, and then the song. Like, yeah, what is this episode?
They be like, oh gosh, they must have been.
That's how you go viral for the wrong reason.
For real. I can tell you're in a great mood today, huh?
I'm good, man. I'm where I want to be.
Sometimes I feel like I can't really get your energy. I'll tell you that, man. It's the way that you. I don't know if it's just who you are, or like it's just your energy is just so like sometimes you're just so chill to the point where it's just like I personally don't know like whether is this guy okay or is he actually like sad or something. Like is he going through something?
Listen, there is not a day this year where I've been really, really sad.
I'll challenge that. No. I'll challenge that. I'll throw the red flag so quick, bro. Don't start.
There was days where obviously I wouldn't use the word sad. You know, stressed, yes. Of course, we all have our stress days. We all have the days when we're overwhelmed. But sad, nah, man. Life has been colorful, and I'm enjoying every single rainbow colors.
I mean, if I hear it on my end, I know I'm not the only one, so I just want you to know that.
that's because there's just some days where I'm like, all right, let's get to the substance. I don't want to beat around the bush. Let's get to the substance. And those are the days where I'm just like, I'm cool, man. I'll be chilling. If you spend 30 days with me, I think you will understand who I am. But
I did my time already, so
yeah, you did way more than 30 days. That's why you well, it's still hard for you to get. Damn. Wow. Okay. Yeah, man.
But you're not. I think building substance is important though. You can't just jump into it. Like, do you just when you're getting ready to play basketball, do you just pick up a ball and go? Or do you just, or you do some like, you know, you dribble the ball a couple of times, you make sure you get your leg moving? Yeah. I'm just curious, which one do you do?
Well, you gotta stretch. You know, nowadays, you know, us old people at or soon to be 30, in a couple months, you gotta stretch. You know, it's not like but I do physically feel like I'm 17. I'm gonna tell you that, just because I did a lot of work this year. But you want to make sure that you're prepared before you dive deep. So yes, I understand. Even in a book, when you're trying to read a book, you don't just start straight at chapter 1. But yeah, because that's where the fun stuff is. That's where the story is. That's where, you know, you really get to dive deep and just, you know, ride the wave. Because at the beginning stage, like it's like you're still trying to figure out, okay, am I in, am I out, am I gonna go in? Get in, close the door. Let's get to it.
Get in, close the door, and let's get to it. Jeez.
Yes, it's not like let me pick outside and see if I still want to hang outside, or no. There's no 1 foot in, 1 foot out.
Right. Yeah, and that's the important parts with creating your own lane. I think when you create your own lane, I think the beautiful part is you make your own rules. As you mentioned here, right? You're like, yo, let's just get straight into it. There's no reason for us to kind of build that substance. But you look at it that way. I look at it as not. It's important to build substance, so that we don't lose people. We may know what we're talking about.
Be you, the people will come. You don't have to try to cater to an audience. Just be yourself, bro.
Yeah, as you should. But
Right.
if you're gonna talk about something, you can't just jump straight into it. There's no way. There is no way. At that point in time, you're gonna sound crazy.
Based on whose scales or based on whose standard?
Maybe your own and everybody listening. There's no context to it. It's like scrolling on Instagram and you see something crazy happen, but then yet again, that's not the actual story. If you actually watch the game or something, and I'm saying because off of I don't know if you saw any of the clips for basketball, but there was actually a scenario where there was actually a context for people that watched the game or actually needed to understand why that happened in that scenario and how that sequence occurred. It's just one of those things. I think it's important to understand when you go ahead and do anything is creating your own lane. And then you can go ahead and make your own rules. I'm not a firm believer of rules to begin with. I love breaking all the rules. I love doing things the way that I think is going to work. Of course, I would love for feedback in everything that I do, but if it don't make sense to me, then it don't make dollars to me. What are your thoughts on just rules in general? Like, how do you perceive them?
I love rules.
Interesting. This is gonna be a good talk today.
Because this is how I see it. For a long period of time, when I was searching for answers, just personal answers, and just doing some soul searching, I came to the realization of on a few things, and it kind of like aligned with the whole rules situation. When you have a house, Ron, if I was to come to your place today,
oh my gosh, yes, you got to start with the foundation. Rah, 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 rah.
Yes. You're gonna have I've told you this story before, and it's so true. It is so relevant. Because look, I can't come to your house today and go on your bed and open the fridge and just get, or sleep on your couch, because there are rules, right? If I go to Germany today, or China, or whatever country I decide to move to, if I want to drive, there are rules. I can't just go out there and start speeding, 200 miles on a 25, for example.
Why not?
Because there are rules and regulation in the state, in the country, in that specific country.
You know what?
And now, just hear me out.
Go ahead. We're gonna have a good one. This is gonna be a great one. I'll tell you that right now.
The reason why I say I love rules is because by knowing the rules, by being aware of the rules, you know how to operate. Some rules, obeying those rules, allow you to, navigate, whatever experience you could be in smoothly. And some rules, you being aware of them, allow you to then find loopholes to to leverage those rules. Oh. That's why I like rules, because they give me a foundation of how I can operate. And in terms of the universe, there are rules. For example, the law of gravity. That's a law. That's a rule we all know about it.
Yeah. Somebody made it up. It literally came out somebody's ass.
No way. No, it did not.
Where did it come from? Please.
Where are you getting your facts from?
Please inform me. Where did it come from?
What is the law of gravity, Ron? Tell us.
I don't know. You tell me.
Tell us.
I don't know. I break rules. I don't know. You tell me.
But it is a rule. It is a rule. Take your phone right now today.
Yeah, and I'm gonna
throw it
drop
up in
it.
the
Yeah,
air.
yeah. It's gonna
Okay.
come back down to the ground. Yeah, yeah.
Exactly.
But who says that's a
Exactly.
law?
And
Why
you've accepted that fact, right? If you ever, well, are you trying to say, okay, prove us that it is not the law of gravity? Can you prove it?
No, I can't. I'm not gonna do the research to prove it either.
Okay, exactly. So it is something that everybody knows and is accepted. That is a rule. That's why we appreciate planes. We appreciate, rockets when they take off, because they're defying those laws of gravity. So when you see a new jet that's doing so and so in 20 seconds, whatever the case may be, is because when somebody is able to dunk, in basketball, that is it's admirable, because you're challenging the law of gravity. That's why I say understanding these laws and rules allows you to then know how you can navigate.
Yeah, but you said something really interesting. You said when you have these rules, they help you identify how to operate and the things that you shouldn't do. But then you said you're also looking for loopholes. Why are you looking for some loopholes if you believe and you understand that these rules are everything and you give glory to these rules? Why are you looking for loopholes?
You're not giving. Where did I use the word giving glory?
I use the word glory.
No, it's not. It's not giving glory. It's more about, okay, I know this is what makes this computer works. I know binary is really the foundation of our computers, right? So you understand that, and you're going to use that to your advantage to create something that is substantial for your benefit or for the benefit of others. Same thing in the kitchen. You know that if I mix, this and this into this dish, it gives me this flavor. Now you're going to try your best of your ability to do something that aligns with what you're trying to do. And that's the beauty of knowing the rules, because okay, is this something that I'm going to follow, or is this something that I need to, find a way to work around?
So in that situation, with that question being said, what are you doing? Are you following, or are you going to
depends on the situation? Depends on the situation depends on the situation and the rule. There's so many rules, bro.
So for example, stop looking at the greater scheme. Just look at personally. You're looking at it too wide and too macro.
Give me an example.
Okay. I want to use. Okay, so that you can. So do you want me to give you an example where you're going to break it, or do you want me to give you an example where you have to obey it?
Whichever one you want.
Okay, I'm going to give you one that you want to break then. You have the ability now to work from home. And then hold on, listen to me, man.
Go ahead.
You have and this is hypothetically speaking, right? So you have the ability to work from home, and that's a rule now, right? And then all of a sudden, they say now you guys got to come back in. In that situation, is the new rule going to be something you're going to obey, or something you can be like, well, we get to work from home now? What's going on?
I have to obey the new rule.
Okay, so now let me remove the have to out of the equation now, all right? Because I think that's the problem, where you have to do certain things because, of course, there's a lot of politicians stipulations that go along that. So let's use this as an example.
Because, and I'm going to tell you why.
Let's use this as an example. We all know the rule of traveling in basketball. You cannot take more than 2 steps without dribbling the basketball again. Yeah. But yet again, a lot of people break it. So in that situation, what are you going to do? Are you going to break it? If you have the ability to break it, are you going to break it, or are you going to?
Those are two completely different examples.
Because I had to take the have to out of it. Okay. Remember, I had to take the have to out of it.
All right. So in basketball, for example, when you take that extra step, if you get in the habit, if you break that on a consistent base, that means you just, you need to go back to the fundamental.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Do you think people break that rule intentionally? No.
But you know what you're doing. No. You know what you're doing.
Absolutely not, bro.
Oh, yes, you do.
Absolutely not.
Yes, you do.
How many? If you're able to see it even on the pro level, I don't think it's it's you know what you're doing. It's just an emotion of what you're doing, and it happened. It's like it's the same thing when you're trying to say something and it doesn't come out the way you want to say it. It's the same situation. You just got caught up in the moment. It's not that you purposely are doing, know what you're doing and traveling on purpose. Because if that was the case, then bro, everybody would be traveling.
Well, that's exactly what happens. Let's be for real. I mean, even if the person does travel, what do? They're gonna argue that they didn't travel up until somebody can prove them wrong.
Exactly.
Right?
Because they were not aware of that. They just thought, okay, I just did my thing.
Yeah,
people make mistakes, bro. People make mistakes.
But that's a rule. That's a rule.
Yeah, of course. But it's not a rule it's not a life or death type of rule.
Yeah, then I don't want to give you a life or death type of rule.
But here's the thing. What happened in that case? That's a turnover. The ball goes to
if and only if they get caught.
Okay, then. All right. So if I don't get caught, then
you're free.
Then I know every time that whoever the referee is for that did not call
you're gonna go ahead and break the rule.
I'm gonna keep on breaking the rule if it's working to my advantage. That's a loophole,
Okay, so let's go back to the question that I asked, just to kind of bring everybody back into it, which is, if you have a rule in front of you, what are you going to do? Are you going to obey or are you going to break it?
It depends on the situation.
Oh my gosh, man, we back at this, huh?
Bro, for example, when it comes to my life, when it comes to my day to day, I obey the rules of the Bible. So that's I live and die by those principles. So what rules are you to tell me to break? Like rob a bank? Is that what you want me to do?
If you want to rob a bank, then you can go ahead and do that. Just make sure you don't call me before and after you do it.
No.
But no, it's just in general. I'm not saying anything extreme. Like, I think if we were to talk about anything extreme, that would be kind of outrageous to do so. I'm not trying to incriminate you, and I sure as hell hope you don't try to incriminate yourself. But it's just more or less, what are you going to do? What's your first step into it? Me personally speaking, if someone gives me a rule, the first thing I'm going to do is, how the hell do I break this rule? Because
what?
Yes, because why?
What? That's the first thing you think about?
Absolutely, because I don't think rules are just meant to be in place until someone can find a better way to do it.
That's tough. Go ahead.
That's because every single thing that we have today, a rule had to been broken. Airbnb is a prime example of it, bro. What in the world is short-term rentals? Where did that even come from? Somebody had to break it. Somebody had to.
Quiet, bro.
I'm just being honest.
Too loud, man.
It's a great idea. I'm not mad at it, but somebody had to break it. Somebody had to realize, this is a problem here. This is a rule. This is something that's stopping people from doing X, Y, and Z. So we're gonna break this, and we're gonna go ahead and do it. It's working.
It's working for sure.
It's helping a lot of people travel. It's making a lot of people money. It's doing its thing. It's doing its course, which I don't think there's nothing wrong with breaking the rules. And I think the connotation of breaking the rules is just, oh my gosh, you're so like crazy. Nah, man. Sometimes some rules are meant to be broken.
But you can't give me an ultimatum to decide whether or not I'm going to follow the rule or I'm going to break it, because it's not going to be the same answer at every situation.
But that's not an ultimatum.
Rules meant to be broken. So
it's not an ultimatum. It was, which one are you going to lean on first? Which one are you going to do first?
Study it. I'm going to study the rule. Bro, I'm going to study the rule.
You're going to avoid the question. That's it.
No. I'm going to study the rule. I'm going to study the rule, whatever, or the law, and understand it in and out before I decide to follow or to break it.
So you say, sir.
I'm serious.
Just remember one thing, man. We live in America.
Okay.
And this is not just for you. This is for really anybody. We live in America, where it's built off of business, it's built off of entrepreneurship, it's built off of innovation, creativity,
Blah blah blah. Go ahead.
These are the things you don't want to hear because they're true. They're the reality of it. And you see, guys, you see what I have to deal with sometimes on a daily basis. This is the people that are out there that are there to just crush everything you're doing. You gotta put them to the side. You gotta put them to the side. And you gotta keep.
Who's getting sentimental today?
I'm not getting sentimental. You gotta push them to the side and keep on going. But you live in a country where you literally have freedom to do a lot. Right. Everybody wants you to be innovative. Everybody wants you to be creative. So essentially what I'm saying in all is, if there is a rule in front of you, what are you going to do? Are you going to sit there and say, okay, this is the rule, I'm going to obey? Or are you going to sit there and say, this is the rule. Okay, now how could I make it better, or better yet, or can I make something to, take this rule out of the entire equation?
Adding stuff.
No, I'm not.
How can I make it better was not an option at the beginning of this, conversation.
You need too much context for you to give the correct answer. That's the problem. I'm purposely not giving you context so that people can see who you are.
Yeah, you give me two options. Are you gonna follow it or are you gonna break it?
Yeah, which one are you gonna
I'm gonna study it, That's what I'm gonna do.
I have never seen you study the speed limit. I'll tell you that.
That one was definitely meant to be broken, for sure. But now we follow it.
That is wild. No, that's crazy that you need that much context to answer that question, bro. I think you gotta explore a little bit more and do things your way, man. Like, is that something that you try to do on a daily basis? Like, do things your way?
I'm always doing things my way.
Really?
Yeah, of course. Give me an example of when I did not.
I don't know. It's your life.
I'm always on the go, right? I'm always doing things the way I would want to get them done. And along the way, you see some rules and you see some things that are meant to be followed and some that are not. Filtering, bro. Like I say, I'm a sponge. I am a sponge. I absorb and I filter through the BS.
Again, I don't know. I see these rules that come out of nowhere, and it's like, man, who made these rules up, and who's supposed to listen to them? I mean, those that want to listen, knock yourself out, please do. Those that don't, let's create something to get this rule out of here.
Yeah, but not all the rules are yours, though.
Nah.
And that's the thing. Not all the rules are yours. Like, for example, my neighbors right now, whatever their rules is at home, it's none of my business.
Right.
It's not going to affect me. So that's another thing. When you're going out there, not all the rules that you're seeing or coming across is yours. Not everything is to apply to you.
That's fair. That's a really, really good point that you just made. Are you saying more like you're saying it's not my rule, right? So are you saying it's not applicable to me?
Yeah, I mean,
something I just don't have to pay attention to.
No, it's like about it, but it's not applicable to you, or it's just it's irrelevant to you. So, for example, my neighbors they send their kids to bed at 8 p.m., whatever, or everybody rotates doing the dishes. That has nothing to do with me, right? But it's a rule. It's their rules. It's still around, right? So that's what I'm saying. As you're going, even when you're going in certain places or coming across certain people, certain cultures, certain dynamic, it not everything that you hear or are informed about necessarily need to apply to your life.
So do you think that everybody should wear shoes inside the grocery store?
I think we should have a petition to allow pets inside grocery stores.
I feel like that already happens.
No, man, because
service dogs, they're always
yes, that's true. But like, I just don't like, when you go to a grocery store and there's a dog in the car and it's like 93 degrees in the middle of August.
Put the window down and leave the dog at home.
Yeah, but some people don't understand that rule.
Who said that's a rule? That's your rule, not theirs, right?
Exactly.
There goes this problem with this rule thing, man. Like, we can go so deep and dive into it and just find like so many different problems.
And that's not even a rule, that's a principle. Sorry.
Yes. I mean, it's also a rule too, because can't you get fined for that?
For
for leaving
your dog in the car. I think 'cause
Yeah.
you're leaving a baby in the car. I don't know if it applies to pets, but if
it might apply to pets. It might.
should. It should.
I don't know
think
for sure,
I
but
should- I think anybody that leaves a pet in the car like that should be incarcerated for life.
whoa. Anyways, that took a left turn really quickly. But as you can see, there's rules for everything.
Dude.
And I think you said it best, man. And I think this is the way I've never really looked at it. It's the fact that it's a rule, but it doesn't necessarily have to be applicable to me. And I could kind of just look right past it. And I think that's what, at least I'm going to start doing from here on out. Because there's a chance, all right, if you give me a rule, I'm going to find every extreme to like, all right, how could I not break it to say like, I don't obey you or I don't respect you or anything of that nature. It's just more of like, hey, is there a better way of doing this? And that's just kind of how my brain operates. It's always trying to find something to be more effective, efficiently, just so we can all get this thing done better for everybody, for everyone's sake.
Right.
I consider myself a problem solver. So I think that's why, when I saw this topic or even this question, are you the type of person to break rules? I was like, yeah. I was like, I wonder what Francis will say to this one. So that's why I kind of want to have that to see the two different mindsets of the two that we are, and kind of have that discussion all around it.
Yeah. It's cool. It's a good discussion. I mean, if you think about it, like, there's rules in other countries that don't apply to us, but those countries are operating just fine, right? So yeah, just see what applies to you, run with it, and look at the other ones. And I think it's important to just be aware of other people's rules and see, what you can actually apply into your own perspective. Look, I'll look, for example, like one that comes to mind is healthcare, for example. If you look at Canada laws and regulation around healthcare, or United Kingdom and healthcare policies, and you look at American policies, you're like, TF, right?
Yeah.
So things like that is like, that's when maybe we should learn from other countries in this area and apply those rules and regulations and policies to our country and actually make it better. But anyway,
that's your own race.
That's a story for a different day, but you get the context.
Yeah, no, definitely. It's important that we just look at rules, and I think like just look at rules in general and find ways, like you said, to implement it, avoid it if you can, and just move on. I don't think there's any better way to really put it. All right, you guys, you know how we do. We'll be back next Tuesday with another one. Don't forget those reviews. If you stayed here to the end, don't forget to leave those reviews. We will be reading those as we go through these episodes, more and more. And the more and more reviews we get, sorry for all that, the more reviews we get, the more that we can go ahead and share with all of you guys, the people that are leaving those reviews, and be thankful for you guys and show our appreciation.
The higher your chance of also getting a season 2, because that will be very a determining factor.
Well, you said you're doing this till death, so I think season 2 is already there, bro. You set yourself up with that one.
No, that's not the case. That's not the case. But that is a discussion for another day.
And really, man, the focus is just leveling up. Cause I know the life I want, I'm just setting it up. Removing those that's close who try messing it up. Can't wait for champagne toast with the relevant bunch. Like, what's up? Yeah. Like, what you do, homie? What's your vision? How you thinking? How you move, homie? And is you cool, homie? You thinking building, then that's something we could do, homie.